After 20 years of living life afraid of talking to girls, young David was fed up. Not only was he so lonely, but it made him angry seeing all of his friends and classmates so easily be able to date or sleep with different girls. And then it happened. During one summer break from classes, his cousin showed him this book that he discovered that had all of the secrets for learning how to talk to girls with confidence, how to date them, how to bring them back to your place. And it was like this light bulb went off in David's head. All of a sudden, he realized this is a part of his life that he could actually change. But then classes started again, and even though David was so excited to implement all of this new knowledge, he still struggled. Sure, he talked to a few girls here and there, but really nothing much had changed. Well, one thing did happen. On the night of his 21st birthday, he asked the girl in his economics class who he had his eye on if she'd come out and celebrate with him. And she did. And not only that, he got lucky that night and he lost his virginity. And for a moment, it felt amazing. But after that, nothing more. That success did not continue. It wasn't until about a year later, after he graduated, that he found a wingman in Boston to start going out with him. And they started approaching girls like crazy, getting rejected left and right, but no longer did it feel so painful because they could laugh about it together. And then one night when they were out together, David spotted this cute blonde girl at the bar. He talked to her, they laughed, they kissed, he got her number, and a few days later, they set up a date. Now, this wasn't the first date young David had been on, but it was one of the first. So he was nervous, but excited. He picked her up, they went out to a bar, they laughed, they kissed again. They didn't go back to his place, but after that, she was down to see him again. He was shocked. She was down to see him again and again and again after that. And it was about 1 month later that she asked young David, "What are we? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? How do we define us?" And for the first time in his life, David had a true girlfriend, and it felt amazing. He was so proud. He felt finally validated that he was worthy of women, and he was so excited to let his friends and family know that he had finally found a girlfriend. But then as the months passed, something started to happen, and young David was slowly growing disinterested in the relationship. Sure, it still validated him and made him feel good about himself, but he wanted to tackle other goals, and he was curious about moving away from Boston, maybe to California. And when his girlfriend caught wind of these plans and that she was not part of them, she started to feel neglected. And about 1 year after the relationship started, she ended it. And at first, young David was actually relieved. She dealt with the breakup without him having to have the balls to do it himself. But then a few weeks later, it started to set in. He was feeling lonely again. He was feeling like he might have just let the only attractive girl in the world who was interested in him pass him by. And he was never gonna find something again like that. Now, that story right there is a true story. It's the story of how I found and then lost my first girlfriend. And it's also the beginning of when I truly started to change my life, because the pain of that first breakup, that is what motivated me. Even though at first it crushed me, that is what eventually motivated me to start taking on bigger and bigger challenges. Not only did that lead me to actually developing true confidence with women that I could, replicate, not just get lucky once and hope it could last forever, but it's also what forced me outside of my comfort zone with my career and the rest of my life. It led me to quitting my software engineering job and moving across the world with the homie Dave. Like, that was the true start of How to Beast, but it would have never happened if I had stayed in that relationship. So I feel like this is basically becoming a meme now, but we are still driving Tia Nono's red Honda Hybrid. And the really frustrating thing is that I actually got a message yesterday from the car dealership that our new car finally arrived here. Like, it's just a few minutes over that way, but we can't even go pick it up yet because apparently, I don't know, man, they have to do the registration and then they have to prepare it for us. It is not all bad news though, because today's video is sponsored by Thursday Boots. In the past, y'all have seen me rock my matte black Thursday Captains, my favorite boots, and also my white low top Premiers, my favorite white leather sneakers. And that's why today I'm super excited to show you two of their newest releases, starting with this guy right here, the Premier low tops in matte black. These are made from rugged and resilient leather with a clean design to accentuate their high quality materials. And they have a buttery soft sheepskin interior lining that's super comfortable. Plus they added dual density rubber outsoles for maximum comfort and traction. And also introducing the matte black Thursday Titan. jeans. These are built from this really cool weather-safe nubuck leather, so as you can see it has this cool water-repelling quality to it, so raindrops won't soak in, they're just gonna drip off. They're made with Storm Welt construction for ultimate longevity. They have Storm King durable rubber lug outsoles and a fully lined supple glove leather interior. And as you can see, these just pair amazingly with some black jeans. It doesn't matter if you're looking for a pair of sneakers or boots, Thursday has you covered. Just click that first link in the description to check out their full collection, and they're even offering free shipping and free returns. Check it out. That first sip of pre-workout, bro. Now, the reason I tell you that story of my first girlfriend is because I think it illustrates an important truth of being a man, and that is that I've never witnessed or experienced or heard of any man in the existence of the world who has turned his life around and, made massive momentum into a positive direction while being in a relationship. Now, obviously I have to address the fact that I'm married and I've been in a relationship for the last 5 or 6 years, but you must realize that before I met Julia, I had already turned my life around. And of course, I have grown a lot over the last 5 or 6 years I've been in this relationship. You guys have seen me evolve as a man on camera. My entire life has changed over that time in a very positive way, but the ship of self-improvement had already sailed. It had already left the port before I met her. The momentum, it was already going. But right now, if your life is not moving rapidly in the right direction, if you can't honestly look in the mirror and be very proud of the progress you've made over the last 3 to 6 months, then likely the issue here is that you're clinging on to comforts. And if you're single, well, those comforts could come from bad habits that you waste time doing. But if you're in a relationship, almost definitely the comfort is coming from being in that relationship. It makes you feel warm and cozy inside. It's easy, it's convenient. You probably have consistent sex. It's all comforts. This is why you never see a dude in a relationship lose a bunch of weight and get shredded. No, they're always trying some fad diet with their partner where they do it for a month and then they stop and you see them a year later and they look the same. Or they're always trying to start going to the gym. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you're trying to start going to the gym, bro? Just drive there. And I can tell you from experience, the number one thing that changed my life was not just getting outside of my comfort zone, but fucking living outside of my comfort zone for an extended period of time. Haynes, bro, workout complete. As you can probably tell, I left my vlogging lens in the car. How do you guys like it? I tried to vlog with this right here, it's only my eyeball. Now look, I don't think relationships are all bad and evil. Obviously, I chose to get married. So I want to tell you what I think the 4 main benefits are to being in a relationship. Number 1, let's be real, consistent sex. It's a great benefit to have, right? Number 2 would be support. When you're in your darkest times, having the support of your partner and also being able to give them your support. Number 3, adventure. Like, my life with Julia has been this giant adventure. Whenever we go, traveling or trying something new, like when we went snowboarding, when we recently have been playing paddle, when we've moved across the world together, these have been some of the most fulfilling moments of my entire life. And number 4, being able to start a family. We can't just procreate as men. I mean, I suppose we could just go adopt a baby. I don't think there's too many men out there who are just trying to adopt a baby and raise it on their own though. Now here's the ironic part about all of this. You can still achieve all of these benefits and more while staying single. Think about it, consistent hookups with attractive girls. Sure, if you've been simping most of your life, and I say this as a former simp myself, that may seem unachievable, but really if you just build the confidence to talk to women and you learn a simple system that allows you to keep meeting new girls consistently, you can do that. And I don't just say that from my own experience. We've helped hundreds of guys do this over the past few years through my Beast Dating coaching program.
I had 5 dates last week. Now I have 5 more dates this week.
Like last night I went out, I got 8 phone numbers.
And now I have a roster of girls and I'm literally scheduling out what nights I can meet with what girls.
I'll drop a link down in the description if you want to learn more about the program and apply now. Second, you don't need a woman to have solid support. If you just meet other masculine men who are also trying to level up their life, that is the best support that you can ever have. For example, me and the homie Dave have been there for each other for years now in our darkest times. Or Max, for example, whenever I'm going through a weird thing with YouTube or businesses, me and him will talk and support each other. 3, adventure. You can argue that it's actually more fulfilling to go on adventures with fellow men where you have this masculine camaraderie together. Me and the homie Dave have traveled the world together. We moved across the world together back in the day. Colombia, Mexico, Spain. And on top of all of these things, you don't have the constant time suck of having to give someone else your energy and affection and attention, and you can be insanely selfish with your time and use that to level up faster than ever. Back when I was first turning my life around, there was a period where I'd wake up at 6 a.m. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., I would work on my own projects like howtobeast.com. Then from 10 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m., I would work for the software company as a consultant to make some money. Then I'd go into the gym and personal train for another 8 hours until like 10 p.m. at night. And then after that, a lot of times I'd go out with my bros to talk to girls. If there was a girl I was dating at that time, it would have been literally impossible for me to do all of that. I would have had to prioritize that over one of those other things, and my growth would have suffered. So ultimately, the whole point I'm getting at here is that I think the best path a man can take in life, and I'm not just saying this because it's the path that I eventually found, but it seems that every hyper successful man I know also gets to this point, is to embrace being single and to use all of this extra time you have as a superpower. Be very selfish with it and use it strategically to level up, your dating life or your money or whatever area you're working on. And just to be clear, I still think you should casually date during this time because I think it's important for men to enjoy the company of women, but I would never ever consider dating a girl unless she checks off these 4 boxes we're talking about. You're consistently hooking up with her. She's someone who supports you. If it's a girl who just doesn't show any interest in what you're doing, sorry bro, huge red flag. She's down for an adventure. If she's a girl who just wants to stay home all the time, she doesn't want to travel anywhere, she's not open to experiencing new things with you, huge red flag. That's going to hold you back. And fourth, and maybe most importantly, she has that type of motherly temperament that she would be someone that you would potentially raise a family with. Does not mean it can't be a cool casual thing, but keep it to that. I hope that all makes sense, bro. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Seriously, it means the world to me. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps out the channel. If you're new, click subscribe, answer notifications on because I drop 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I will talk to all of y'all in the next video. Stay beastly.